Hello there. Thanks for joining me on another roller coaster ride into the world of Q Sports. My name is Jide Olaniro and I'm welcoming you to this edition of the show. ASEAN Television is where it happens. So for those who don't know yet, let a friend tell a friend that we are right here on ASEAN Television. You can subscribe rather. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, okay? For the best of Q Sports. On today's show, it's going to be awesome because we have the World Snooker Championship update for you, as well as the Whirlpool Championship. That is on the menu. And not forgetting the Snooker Pool Players Alliance Leaders Board, who is displacing who, and who is also players focus this week. Because it's the Women's Month, we will be focusing on a woman on today's show. That's a spotlight on a woman on today's show. So if you're ready, let's go. We'll go on a break now, and for the news brief. So when we are back, I will introduce my guest, and we will set the ball rolling. Welcome back. Now straight to the business of the day, and joining me is Joachim. Joe is back, and Joe always has one thing or the other to tell me every time he's on the show. Joe, great to have you once again.
My pleasure, Jide, as usual.
Joe, apart from the fact that we'll be looking at this World Snooker Championship as well as the World Pool Championship, we'll be looking at briefly at some of the news brief, some of the items that we had on the news brief is the fact that African Billiards and Snooker Confederation have signed a contract with T140 event to promote billiard sports in Africa. T140 event is like the e-version, of snooker. That's what they do, and they have a way of connecting players with same interest globally, and great to see them partnering with the confederation.
Yeah, sure. That's a good one when it comes to billiard sports, and that's snooker, and even pool is very popular online. Today, the world has gone global, as you have said earlier, and not only has the world gone global, we now have many sports offering what I call the virtual version of the sport. Like in football, you have on PS that will play on PlayStation. You have FIFA on PlayStation where people are playing football. The electronic version of it. So esports is becoming a big market. So I think it's a good one for when it comes to snooker, and it also help especially the younger ones. The younger ones tend to get fascinated by any sport, especially when it comes in digital format. And from there, they can go into playing the sports on a face-to-face, on the real physical sports. And I think it's a good one for me. I think it will help speed up the development of and the promotion of snooker when it comes to Africa.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. So we wish the African Billiards and Snooker Confederation all the best with this partnership, and we hope that that will translate into larger action plans of the sports, and we'll begin to see the impact very soon. So let's go straight to the World Snooker Championship update, where 16 players have been confirmed. That's the Snooker Championship confirmed for the Crucible.
Yes, you remember that in most of these top events, when it comes to Q Sports, that's both in pool and even in snooker, we have 128 players actually participating in the World Championship. So it starts with the qualifiers, and in the qualifiers they reduce it from 128 all the way to 32, And of those 32, the last 16 of the 32 now go forward further to now play in the main event. What you do is that the 32 players that qualify from the qualifier series join the 16 players in the qualifiers join the 16 highest ranked players on the tour, and those 16 highest ranked players on the tour join those others to come into the main event. And obviously we know some of the top players already, they know they book their tickets in because they are coming in because they're already among the top 16. People like Maxwell Bean, Joe Trump, the Rocket himself, he'll be there, Yotown is going to be there. Quite a number of them are going to be there. Those we always see on television playing on the WST tour. We see them regularly on television. But the question now is who will make the 32? Who will make the other 16 from the qualifier series? And that is one thing that all of us who are involved in Q Sports, that's what we are looking up to. But the one thing for me every day is the largesse. The largesse is mouth-watering. This particular event is about, we have $2.4 million, £2.4 million that is going to be offered for this particular World Championship. And I think it will be good. Remember that in the last edition of the event, Maxwell beat Sean Murphy 18-15. Many of us thought Sean Murphy was going to pull one victory over Maxwell, but somehow the hood of Maxwell showed you that there is experience. That when it comes to sports, experience do count, and at the end of the day, Maxwell proved that experience do count. And it's a good one as far as I'm concerned. It's a good one. We have an African going into the qualifier series to go and see whether he can have an opportunity to play at the world stage. Remember that the first African to really play in a major event was our own dear Victor Kweku. I don't know whether we have been hoping that he will join us here to share his experience in that particular event, to share his experience. But during that event that he attended, you could see he tried to share some of the videos and some of the pictures of that particular event. I had a chat with him, and he did mention that when they saw him come and play, many of those players thought, who is this guy? Who is this black chap? Where are you coming from Africa? Do they play snooker in Africa? But when he won his first game, he won his second game, and they had to take a second look at him and say, so you mean people play so well in Africa? Yes, we play snooker. It might not be as popular as we would love it to be, but we do play snooker. And I just wish I can pray that the African Billiards and Snooker Confederation, especially as a result of the signing of that agreement that they just signed, will promote, to help promote the sports, and we'll have more Africans going to play in the World Championship very soon.
That's really great. Of course, I appreciate the fact that you brought the African perspective and maybe trying to zero it down to Nigeria being part of the global party. Okay, let's look at the Whirlpool Championship as well too. That will also take place. That will be in Milton Keynes.
Yes, it's going to take place in Milton Keynes. Just in a couple of days from now, about a week and a half from now.
Okay.
The top players are going to gather as usual in the ticket for the Whirlpool Championship. The same thing is going to happen. 1 to 2 players are going to participate in that particular event, and it's not as big as the World Snooker event. It's not in prize money, and it's just restricted to 9-ball pool. And we have Albert Ocean, who is ranked number 1 in 9-ball pool. He's going to be there. And he's going to be defending his championship, his title. He will come in there to defend his title. But I think it's going to be a good one. In this particular event, the winner will just be walking away. I don't want to use the word a mega $60,000 especially when comparing it to the World Snooker Championship, whose winner will be walking away with £500,000. So disparity is so wide.
And I think it will get there very soon. You know, the World Snooker Championship.
Yes, it has matured. I'll use the word that matured.
Exactly. So I feel the pool championship.
Actually, the right way to describe this particular event is the World 9-Ball Pool Championship, because it's actually restricted to 9-ball, and it's going to hold from the 6th to the 10th of April. And just like I said earlier, that Matchroom will be putting together.
All right, so we look forward to it at Milton Keynes. That's it, where it's gonna hold. Okay, all right. We go on a break now so that we can take you through our player spotlights segments and who else, because it's the Women's Month and we are celebrating women on the show as well. So quickly, our focus today will be on our Mataya Laurance, the Swedes, who at some point is called the leading, the leading lady, or sometimes they call her leading lady of billiards, or some even call her the striking Viking. What a name! She's 56 now, yes, thereabouts. I know, fantastic player, and that will be our spotlight on the show today. So we'll go for the spotlight, and when we return, Joe Shu will be taking us through what is happening with the SPPA Leaders Board. We'll go. Welcome back from that break, and celebrations to all the women all over the world, and the best of luck to our Mataya Laurance. Of course, they call the striking Vikings. That's what she's called.
Yes, let me start this time because we're talking about the women. Especially for those in the British, those who operate the British calendar somehow. We say Happy Mother's Day to all you women, beautiful women all over the world, especially to those of you who play pool. We say Happy Mother's Day, and those of you who operate the British calendar, because, like I said, like we know, the Americans have the Mother's Day
later on.
So later on in the year. But for those of us who operate the British system, will tell you Happy Mother's Day. Yes, and yes, and yes.
What's happening? The SPA?
Yes, I know. Yes, and yes. There's quite a lot that is happening in the SPA, but the Mother's Board is not really changing because Oluwole is doing well. He's playing hard. He's not giving anybody a chance. And, he's still topping the ranking point in one. Yes, 1327, and Caro is still doing well, trying to catch up with Wale, but it's not easy for him to catch up with Wale. But it's good that is taking place, because like proud to this program. Remember, we did say we're talking about the possibility of sending players to go and play in Dubai in the tournament that is being proposed in Dubai, and I think we're going to use this ranking as either part of the criteria for you to be selected to come and play in the qualifier stage, for you to go and play in Dubai.
Wow.
And so we ran for.
As I said at the intro, I knew there's always something new you're going to be dropping on the show, and you've already.
Yes,
I didn't see this coming.
So it's very good. It's very good for many players. If you are watching this program, it's very, very good for you to begin to rank up your points. Begin to rank up your points because, like I just said, so few minutes back, some of those like you have. Even the World Snooker Championship, even the Pool Championship, you can see the ranking is used to select the first set of players, 16 players that will play in the main event. So we might also do the same thing. We can borrow leaf from from those who have done it better. We can borrow leaf for those who have done. We might do a qualifiers, and when we do the qualifiers, after the qualifiers, we get good. We get maybe 16 players who will now join the top ranked players in the SPPA to come and play in the final main event, and from there we can select 1 or 2 players that can go and play in Dubai.
Fantastic. Okay, and before we go on the show today, remember we were saying something about we were looking at the Nougat Games, and before the Nougat Games ended, something just struck me, and I feel that. Of course, at the last Nougat Games ended about 2 days.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, and they had 2 sports. That one was for demonstration boxing, the other was exhibition rugby. So I was thinking, why can't snooker or pool be the next?
It will be a good one if Nougat can have snooker and pool, snooker and at least 2 versions of snooker. You have only 1 version. That's snooker. Or you want to play snooker, you want to play billiards. So we can have snooker, billiards, we can have 8-ball pool, we can have 9-ball pool, all in the Nougat game. I think one way to go is for us to be able to hold what I call maybe a Q Sports Classic. A Q Sports Classic that we can bring some of these players, especially the youth players, together and use that as an exhibition for Nougat. Invite the Nougat Secretariat or the Nougat Board to come watch some of these players and maybe use that as a pitch to the Nigerian University Game Association. And maybe with that, in the next Nougat game, they will consider having at least snooker. Because we remember 2 years ago, we did tell you that the All African University, now has snooker as one of the sports,
which is happening in July this year.
Okay, one of the sports. Then it was supposed to hold in 2019. It was supposed to hold in Kenya, in the Jomo Kenyatta, it's a stadium of University. Then, but the COVID and all of that thwarted some of these arrangements. If snooker is going to come into the All African University Games competition, it would be wise for the Nigerian University Games Association to also now begin to look at the possibility of having snooker even in a university. First of all, we can even have an All Nigerian University Snooker Championship. We can start like that, the All Nigerian University Snooker Championship. A competition that is outside, first of all, the Nougat game. It will start as like a pilot, and from there, we can now see how we can scale it up to get into the Nougat game.
All right. That's it for us. Thank you very much, Joe, for coming again. Like I said, it's been awesome. I've enjoyed every bit of your analysis on the show, and I hope that we can do this again some other time.
Sure. It's going to be great having, because in the next few weeks there's so much excitement that is going to happen within the Q Sports world. We want to follow and watch the 9-ball pool world championship, and I know it's going to be fun, and we look forward to watching it together and following it.
Great. And that's it for us here. Don't forget our social media handles. You can follow us and you can like us, Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ASM My name is Judy Olano. Till I come away next time, don't forget, keep watching because you are always a winner.